Dry Bry going live with When Saturdays Come. Not done this before. I don't know what's going to happen. I thought I'd just give it a try and just see what sort of response we get going live on YouTube. So thank you for watching. If anybody's watching at all, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And just see what happens. I want to jump on and talk about Ruben Sayers' presser today. I thought he talked a lot of sense, by the way, on a lot of things that we discussed about transfers and Saturday's game, Birmingham City's game, and he had a lot to say. He was on about 20 minutes. One thing I didn't agree with him was when he mentioned about the mistakes on Saturday. He said they weren't defensive mistakes. He said they were because they were done in transition. I don't believe that. I don't believe the transition was a defensive mistake by R&D. I think that was definitely a defensive mistake. That wasn't a transition thing. I think it was just poor passing out from the back. I don't call that transition. I thought it was just a bad ball out of defence, and they picked up on it and scored straight away. Said it was different. He says they were disappointed. Obviously, they all were. They were very naive. They were very too open in transition. The message didn't seem to get across about the defensive duties. They need to be better behaviours, whatever that means. I suppose in his language, it's the way they do things better on pitch. Certainly on the counter press and things like that. He spoke to R&D when he pulled him off. He knew he was having a bit of a bad game, so he actually had a word with him regarding the jeers and all that stuff and the boos and what happens when when he come off. They're obviously disappointed. I can get that. He must feel it. He's only human, of course, but when they go on a pitch for a game of football, they don't deliberately go out to make mistakes, but all sorts of things have been going through the head. I mean, reading in between lines a little bit, I wonder whether the QPR speculation got into his head a little bit as well. I'm not saying it was by any stretch, but we'll see how it goes. He talked about Birmingham. He's going to rotate the squad around. He can't play everybody. He did allude to say, actually, that there might be a couple of players coming in tomorrow, which will be quite interesting. So we'll see if that happens. He said that they can't have that situation again where people are being sold and they go out before they replace them. So that's really important as well. I mean, it's really important that they don't do that. I mean, why would they? I mean, why would you sell a player without having a replacement coming in? I've seen a lot of stuff on X today regarding Cazares going out to Dunfermline. I don't know how true that is. I've not heard anything about that to make way for a defender to come in. They'll get the money back on him if they sell him to Dunfermline, who is actually owned by one of our owners, apparently, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll wait and see on that. He did have a lot to say about the young players coming in as well. They're going to get a game tomorrow. Samari's going to get a game tomorrow as well, or get some minutes. He wasn't ready to play on Saturday, or he didn't want to put him on Saturday because of the situation of the game. I disagree with that as well. I thought he should have brought him on. Certainly with the McCallum situation, he took Sariki off and played McCallum at right back when I thought, he's a left back. So my thought on that, if he could have took Louis Barry off and put McCallum at left back and shoved Barry down left, and when he brought One on, put One down middle. If that makes sense. He's a big brute, One. He's not a left winger, is he? And Brooksy is not a right winger either, which I've already alluded to with Brooksy. So it's only one game. My thoughts on Brooksy is consistency. If we pull a right winger in before weekend or before the transfer window closes, I think he'll be benched. Frankly, I don't think he'll. I just think he's a good player, is Brooksy. He's normally a left-sided midfielder, which Chris Wilder put him onto right wing, didn't he? Because he wanted to play him. But his main problem, Brooks, is consistency. And as far as I'm concerned, if we do get a right winger in, he'll be benched or loaned out or whatever. But one of the main things I want to talk about today is our owners. I think they have been either very naive. I'm not sure whether they've thought we could get away with it. You know, we're not signing players before the window closes or bringing a few in. I think they didn't expect Enel to go out, Sousa to go out so soon, more to go out. The spine of the side just been ripped out, hasn't it? You know, when you take your spine out of a side and rock up on Saturday, makes a big difference for your team, doesn't it? We all know how it works when you've got a good spine in your side. So I just think at minute we're very light in defence. Obviously, we need to recruit very quickly in the next 2 to 3 weeks, because if we don't, you know, we're going to struggle, aren't we? It reminds me when we went into Prem, if you lot can remember it, vastly undercooked, Salt Ndiaye, Salberger, nobody to replace him when we got punished severely in Prem, didn't we? And we got relegated. We'll not get relegated to that at Champs. This is just a different gravy altogether from Prem, isn't it? But I certainly think that these new owners have been a bit naive. I think they've been a bit slow in the work that they've been doing. I think they need to get the finger out now. I think they've had a big wake-up call on Saturday, without any shadow of a doubt. If they, like where I sit in South Stand, if you see the ground emptying after 75 minutes, which is extremely disappointing, you know, that message is getting across to say the punters aren't happy, are they? So I just think they might. The other thing I'm not touched on, I don't know what you lot think about that, is that it could be just a bit of an hangover from playoffs as well. Everybody's suffering from this disappointment of losing in playoffs, and then we rock up on Saturday full of optimism and hopeful that we're going to get a good result against Bristol because we beat them last time, and then we got turned over, and it left a lot of people disappointed. And I think a lot of people got fed up and still suffering from the. I'm not saying we all are. I mean, I've not watched the highlights back at playoffs, and I'm not going to either. They could just depress me even more than I were on Saturday, to be honest with you. But yeah, so you know, let me know what you think about this live thing. I've never done it before. I don't know how it's going to come across to you guys out there. It's different altogether from doing a a video where I can edit stuff out if I make a mistake. Generally, I don't edit it stuff out. I just leave it in if I've made a mistake, and you decide if you can pick up on it. If I made some, by the way, but I think only one person's picked up on the odd mistake that I've made in the past. So, but we'll wait and see. I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow at Birmingham. I think there will definitely going to be changes. Yukaki might play, Samari might play. There's been bits of rumours on social media about Coops being injured, carrying a knee injury. I don't know if that's true or not. I think there is a bit about Blaster having a setback as well. I think that's rubbish. I think it's rubbish. I don't think he did have a setback earlier on, a couple of months ago, and whether something else has happened since, I've not heard anything. Nobody's told me anything. And Sayers didn't mention anything today. He wasn't asked a question, by the way, about that. He basically talked about Saturday and all the faults of the game without the transition. It went on a lot about transition today. He didn't go on about mistakes, but there you go. That's how it is at the minute, isn't it? I think we've got a lot to look forward to. I think tomorrow is going to be interesting to get minutes into players' legs, those who have not played. Owen Hampson and people like that, Sassanokis might get a game as well. I think the one or two players who played in first team will definitely play. Then we go on to Swansea on Saturday, when hopefully we might get one or two players in. As Ruben said that there might be a couple coming in tomorrow. We'll wait and see on that one. honestly, I can only go. I've not been told anything different. The people that I know and a couple of phone calls that I've made, they're a bit. I think they're going to be cautious what they say because I can't. They don't want me to put stuff out there which is not being firmed up, and I won't do that because it's all hearsay, rumour mongering, and it can make you look a bit stupid. If I say so and so is going to be signing tomorrow and he don't, then he'll be saying, "Well, you told me so," and all that. But there you go. So I've just been giving this as an experiment. I hope you like it. If you get a bit of feedback back, I'll come back on and do another one at another point. Yeah, Nigel, I did see that where Blaster says that he's going to be out for New Year supposedly. I don't know how true it is. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I've been told it's rubbish. I've been told people put stuff out there, don't they, for clickbait and stuff like that. So I'd rather hear it from horse's mouth or somebody in the know. But I've not heard anything. But I hope it's not true because we need him back sooner rather than later. I think we were told September time, weren't we? He was going to come back, but I'm sure it'll come out and it wash shortly or in the near future where Blaster is. I'm sure Ruben says he'll be pressed on that question in the not too distant future. But I think we've got more important things to worry about at the moment. That's not any disrespect to Blaster. We need to get some confidence going, get the team playing how Sayers wants us to play, and hopefully we'll get a result tomorrow, which is not going to be easy, by the way. And certainly, which is even more important, we get a result at Swansea on Saturday. So thanks for watching, all you guys. I really, really appreciate it. Nige, yeah, you're right. There is a bit of a meltdown. They were a bit of a meltdown on Saturday. I can understand it. Everybody understands it. People overreact. I think it's because everybody would really wanted, they were full of optimism, weren't they? And the way they've been playing in pre-season with this open attacking football, which has been, to be fair, it's been nice to watch. But let's not forget we've been playing against teams like York and Boston, Chesterfield. No disrespect to any of them, but they should be playing well against them, shouldn't they? They're just fitness games, to be honest with you, and just a bit tactically and get minutes into players' legs. Nice was a good workout. A game behind closed doors with Fulham was a good workout, a bit better for them. But when I mentioned, when you start playing real stuff, like on Saturday against Bristol, and points are up at stake, they were well up for it, Bristol, well up for it. And you've got to give credit where it's due. Sometimes you just have. And they defended for their lives. The keeper pulled off some great saves as well. I'm not saying for the whole 90 minutes we were rubbish. It was just the most important parts of the game which were very poor, weren't it? We did play some nice stuff in first half. With Laurie Barry down left, he put in a couple of good efforts, didn't he? And right at the end there, keeper pulled off some good saves. It's not all doom and gloom. It feels like everybody's been on a bit of a downer and all that. But it's a long season. There's 45 more games yet. There's lots of things can happen. It will happen. Champs, you know what it's like. Everybody can beat everybody else, can't they? So let's not get too disappointed about it. Also, I'm sure we'll bounce back at some point. We've got to give Sayers some time. I saw there were an interview on Radio Sheffield. Somebody said he should go after one game after Saturday. He should sack him already, or he should leave. Nonsense! You can't do that. I'll make a bit more of a reflective point of view after 10 games. So we'll wait and see. Thank you for watching, guys. Those who have tuned in, I really appreciate it. And we'll have another live chat. Maybe tomorrow, if the transfers come in, and we'll come on and we'll discuss who they are and where they're going to be playing, hopefully in defence. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I'll chat to you later. Up the blades.